Hello and welcome back to the Paper Soprano Podcast. I am your Paper Soprano. I am your host. I am whatever you want me to be. My name's Heidi Schneider, and I'm going to be chatting with you today. So get yourself a beverage. Get yourself a drink of choice. Right now I have a matcha tea, which has kind of been my drink of choice the past couple of days. A matcha tea with some, I don't know, nut milk. Ew. like almond milk, or I don't know, it's maybe I think it might be cashew milk or a blend or something. It's literally called, don't think I'm weird, it's literally called a nut pod. Like the little thing that's a creamer. It's like a creamer, and the brand is called Nut Pod. I just looked at it. I'm gonna take a sip so you can just take that all in. Oh, she's hot. Oh my god. Oh, we love a scalded esophagus. So anyway, guys, how's it going? Today's Sunday when I'm recording this. So how's your Sunday going? Sundays are my least favorite day of the week. I don't know about you, but I just don't like them. I don't know why. Sundays are always anxiety-ridden for me because I don't like thinking about having to do stuff in the morning, but also this Sunday in particular was kind of a good Sunday. Like, I woke up real early, as I do, and I just kind of started doing things. I rearranged my apartment for the second time in 2 weeks, and sometimes you just gotta do that. Sometimes you just gotta rearrange everything, and if you don't rearrange your house or your room or your apartment, at least once in a while, I don't really trust you. You've got some problems, and you need to address them. Rearranging your apartment is so refreshing, and just moving one small thing, or getting rid of something, or adding a new item and being like, oh, I really don't need this other thing now, and that's just growth, man. Speaking of growth, so today I wanted to talk to you guys about how I have spent a good chunk of today. I was actually playing my guitar for a while, which is something that I have not done in quite some time because guitar is very emotional for me. And playing guitar always reminds me of when I was 13, 14, 15. That's when I was really getting into it. So, whenever I decide to bust it out, these days, there's always a lot of well, first of all, there's a lot of judgment, which is, I know, not, whatever. It's just, I don't practice guitar the way that I have practiced singing and voice, and sometimes when I sit down and I play guitar, it's okay, cool, awesome. I still play like a 16, 17-year-old who took lessons for 2 years at most when she was 11. And that kind of sucks because, it's kind of a big hit to your ego. But, I like to power through these things because I really do love playing guitar. And I think that specifically playing my guitar and not another instrument that I have, which is called a guitalele. It's basically a guitar and a ukulele mixed together, and it has 6 strings, and it has the neck of a 3/4 size guitar. It's very small, but the body of a ukulele. So it's really portable, and it's a Yamaha, so it's a nice instrument. But today, I was playing the guitalele, and I have been playing the guitalele, for the past couple of weeks. It's been kind of cathartic for me to play it, and I have been, just messing around, playing stupid stuff and singing. But for some reason, I have been a little bit afraid of my guitar, and that's been really weird. So today I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to take out my guitar. I'm going to play my guitar, and I'm not going to play the little guitar-lele, even though it's easier and kind of like more accessible, and I don't have to like, you know, really set myself up. Honestly, my body hurts when I play the guitar, and I know that's because I, first of all, have no like endurance stabilizer muscles anymore when playing the guitar. So like my posture feels super uncomfortable whenever I sit down and play the guitar. And even my guitar, which is literally the guitar that I played when I was a kid, it's a 3/4 size guitar, so it's not even a full guitar. And still, I struggle to like get my arm around it, and like, you know, I feel like my left side is so tense, and like, if anybody's got any technique that I need to be really thinking about here in terms of posture for the guitar, acoustic obviously is what I'm talking about. It's like maybe I should get a strap or something, but ooh, I feel like when I play the guitar, my posture is screaming, being like, "No, what are you doing? This is so asymmetrical and horrible." But there's kind of no way of getting around it, and my neck hurts, and it's like I can't really play for a super long time, but I'm sure that if I played a little bit each day, that would go away, but it might like manifest itself in my singing a little bit, so I'm not necessarily loving that idea. But anyway, I do play the guitar for fun, and today I was playing just some like fun little things that I like to sing, and I wanted to kind of chat about, you know, the kinds of music that I enjoy outside of like classical studies. And if you don't know Colin Hay, who sings Overkill, if you've ever watched Scrubs, he was on an episode of Scrubs. But Colin Hay, he's a wonderful, wonderful musician, and honestly just a poet. Like, you should listen to his lyrics, and it really does speak to me, his music. And I was playing a bunch of his songs, and sometimes you just find someone, an artist, who really speaks to you, and I guess for me it's this old white guy classic. But yeah, I really like Colin Hay, and also I was, of course, listening to some Ben Folds. Oh God, Ben Folds makes me so inspired to play the piano, but it's just, I know if I like really, really throw myself into piano, I could have more of the feel that I'm looking for. Like when I hear Ben Folds play the piano, the guy's a goddamn virtuoso. Like, he's just a really, really excellent player, and his time is so good, his feel is so good, like it's just right on top of everything that you want it to be in terms of like production. But also I've heard him live, and I've heard live performances of his, and the guy's just the real deal in terms of like his genre, and I don't necessarily think I could put anyone else really in that genre. I don't even really know what to call Ben Folds' genre, because he has had such a wide spanning, like there was Ben Folds 5 in the beginning, and like it created, you know, it has morphed. But if you are interested in listening to any Ben Folds, I highly recommend his most recent album. It's called So There, and it's just incredible. Like, it kind of toes the line, and I say this very much as like a classical singer, so like, don't come for me. It kind of toes the line of like concert music versus pop music, and like there's I think he wrote a concerto at the end, like a piano concerto. I'm pretty positive. I think it's separated into 2 songs, but yeah, the guy's legit, and I know he's classically trained. Oh God, Ben Folds. Ben Folds is also one of those other guys who just really speaks to me. Of course, along with like the Beatles, and Billy Joel has always really spoken to me. I love the piano, you know? Like, there's just something so expressive to me and colorful to me about the piano. But I also love acoustic guitar. I think acoustic guitar is extremely effective in expressing so many varieties of emotions in pop music or folk music or whatever you decide to play on the acoustic guitar. And oh my God, also I just remembered I was playing kind of a little left field here, but I was playing some Kesha, and not like Your Love Is My Drug Kesha, like Kesha in her most recent album, I believe. I don't think she's put anything else out after this, but I believe the album is called Rainbow. And there's also obviously a title track on there called Rainbow. But the whole album, oh man, it is just spectacular. And I had really low standards going in because I was like, I know Kesha's legit and stuff, and she had been through quite a bit with like a lawsuit, I believe she went through, and there was like abuse and with some terrible producer, and she was a victim of some terrible, terrible things. I know that, and I think this album is kind of like in response to that, and just kind of just to I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's very much emotionally charged, and you can tell. I think Praying is on that album. I'm not sure. Maybe it's not. But anyway, you should go listen to the whole album. Seriously, Kesha is underrated as a pop artist because I think she had a really high peak in her career, like maybe 10 years ago. But Rainbow is excellent, and the production value is great. The whole album is good. Like, I don't know what to tell you. If you're looking for something to change it up, definitely highly recommend. And I think Dolly Parton's on there. I want to say Dolly Parton is literally on that album, but I'm not exactly sure. Maybe there's like a tribute song where they do a duet. But yeah, dude, 10 out of 10 for Kesha. She's great. Who else was I playing today? Oh, who else was I playing some stuff of? Oh, I was playing some James Taylor, I think. Some James Taylor. Obviously, you gotta play some Fire and Rain every now and then. But the problem is, I think right now, is that I'm so frustrated with myself in terms of my playing. My playing is very bad, and it always has been very, very subpar. But when I play Beatles songs or something that was a lot easier for me, and pop songs are usually fine, it's a lot easier for me to express myself. But when I start playing like James Taylor or Fleetwood Mac or, Eric Clapton or, I don't know, even like the Stones or the Eagles or something, like sometimes there's things in there that I literally just cannot play. Like I cannot do it fast enough. I can't stay in time. Like, and the chords mess me up. Like I'm pretty much like an open chord gal. Like I have very humble guitar knowledge, and sometimes it can be frustrating for me to play the guitar. But I'm trying not to let that stop me from playing. Because you only get better when you play, and like when you power through those moments of frustration, that's when you, obviously, when you get better at things. So that's kind of what I've been doing all day, kind of just hanging out. I've done a lot of cleaning. Oh my God! If I could tell you anything right now, I have been feeling more like myself than I have felt in like oh my God, many, many moons. And by many moons, I mean many years. And I try not to identify so much with cleaning and like organizing, but it's mostly, it's like, honestly, it's like a form of expression for me. Putting things where I want them to be and, you know, getting rid of something and putting a new thing in there that I think better suits that space, or moving something, or, you know, updating something or cleaning something is just, it's money to me, you know? I love that. It's inspiration. It's growth. It's complete, like, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't do this sooner. Like, organizing a pantry, forget it. Love that. Like vacuuming a floor and like mopping it, and it just looks so excellent, and it's like 10 in the morning and the sun's coming in and you've got a cup of coffee or a tea and you're standing there and you're like, I just crushed that and now it's going to be clean, and now I can, like, you know, my future self is going to be so happy to come back to this and know that my past self put in enough care and work so that future self can be relaxed for a minute, or not, you know, worried about cleaning it or anything like that, you know? So I've been kind of living for that. And yeah, I've kind of been I've been frustrated with my opera practice lately, with the Haydn. Oh my goodness, I am really trying to get this thing off the ground, and it's so much recit. It's just so much recit, and I'm super grateful that I have this role and that I'm able to use it as a learning experience. But right now she's struggling, girl. She's struggling. But I know it'll get there. It takes a long time to learn a role. And I think I've underestimated that in the past. But yeah, you guys, oh my God, yesterday, I just looked over and I saw my harmonica. That's the chromatic key that you're hearing. And yesterday I was playing this at, I don't know, I think it was probably later, maybe like 8 or 9 o'clock. I forget what I was playing. It was like a Maroon 5 song or something. But I think it was that Girls Like You song, or maybe it's the one that's like Pachelbel's Canon. I can't remember, but it was really simple. And I subscribe to a lot of channels on YouTube that teach like rudimentary lessons on harmonica. And I kind of use that as like, whenever somebody posts from one of those channels, I think I subscribe to 2 channels, but whenever somebody posts from one of those channels, I usually make time to like have a lesson for harmonica. So that was really fun yesterday. It is fun to be a beginner. I encourage you, if you're a musician and you're listening to this, I encourage you to pick up an instrument that you've never played before, literally never. And maybe your sibling like played clarinet in high school, and you have a clarinet laying around your parents' house or something. Go there and get it. If you're a singer or you're a pianist or you play something else, and just like take some beginner lessons online. It's humbling, and it's also like your brain, I'm not kidding, like I'm very positive there's studies that show that what I'm about to say is true, but your brain fires synapses in like a new way. Like when it does that, it's that childlike learning sensation for your brain. I don't know the technical terms. I am a literal idiot. But like, you know what I mean? Learning a new instrument is so unique, and you can't get around it. Like you literally just have to create those pathways in your brain from the bottom up, and it's super humbling, and it kind of makes you feel like a little bit, well, it makes me feel like I'm a little bit I'm a little bit more okay at what I do in terms of singing when I play the instruments that I'm terrible at because I'm reminded that the reason why I know that I'm terrible at them is because I'm not terrible at other things, which might to some people sound cocky or whatever, but I've worked for many years to learn how to sing, and I have worked 0 years to learn how to play the harmonica, so there's a difference there for sure. And I think I'm going to need to, if anybody knows, I just got something. Did I just get paid on Venmo? Oh, yes, I did. Cool. Awesome. We love that for me. Yeah, so anyway, harmonica's fun. I'm trying to rekindle my love for the guitar. I used to sit as a kid for hours and hours and hours in my room playing from this one book that I had. And I know that's a very classic story, but it's like sometimes you just got to go back to where you started and remember why you wanted to play your guitar for hours and hours and hours in your room. And to be perfectly honest, I don't think it was ever really about the guitar. I think it was more about the singing, which makes sense, obviously. But I never understood the, like, you know how some guitar players are. If you're a guitar player out there, I know you, okay? I know you, and I know that you just pick up the guitar and you play, you want to have the guitar in your hands all the time, which, not to say that I never had that feeling, because I can relate, but for me, it's always been more about the singing, and I can, even today, like even just cleaning around here, when I was cleaning my apartment this morning, I was like making up little songs to sing, like just like chewing gum for my brain. Like I couldn't not have like a little tune in my head, and I was like making up songs about the mop and like the vacuum and like little songs about stupid things that don't mean anything, but singing them is like a necessity for me. And I would put on music and be around here. It's just, I have to have something going on. And lately, I'm proud of myself, because lately I've been able to like listen to music instead of listening to a podcast or listening to like a video where somebody's talking, or a vlog or something like that, because in the past, like I've been kind of anxious to listen to music because I didn't want any of like the emotional reactions that would come from listening to music. You know what I mean? It was just too much. And by recently, I mean like for the past 4 years. Like I am very, very much fueled by music emotionally. And sometimes it's really hard for me, and I think others too, it's hard for me to remove myself from that and just think of it objectively, or think of it, from a technical standpoint, or blah, blah, blah. So, especially when so many of my songs so many of the music that I want to or listen to or hear is tied to like a very emotional time in my life, like as a kid, or past relationships or people that I've met. It's all just very intertwined. So, I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is I've been recently able to listen to music and not get so upset about it. You know what I mean? I've been able to have music on in the background and not become upset, if that makes any sense. Does this happen to other people? Am I the only one who's like afraid to listen to music sometimes? Like, that sounds so sad coming from someone who's literally going to school for music. That might even make it worse. I don't know. But I think people understand what I'm saying. And if you don't, sorry. Like, I don't know. Yeah, so I think I might try and go for a walk. I cannot believe that it's still bright outside. It's like 4:30. Crazy. Are you kidding me? I do really look forward to the spring. Kind of like unlike any other year, I'm looking forward to the spring. 'Cause dang, dude, it's just getting dark so quick, and we've been in our houses, in our rooms, locked up for like a whole freaking year. So I'm looking forward to it. Things are looking up, and I have no words of wisdom for you today. I'm just here, and I'm not doing anything insane. I'm just probably gonna respond to some emails after this. Probably gonna just carry on with my day. I did some meal prepping. We did some cleaning. We did some practicing. We've got to do some more practicing, as always. Can't just stop practicing. And yeah, you guys, I think I'm going to end it here. So I hope that you liked this podcast episode. I believe this is episode 53. And if you do, or if you did, then go ahead, like this podcast. Give it a thumbs up down here on the YouTube video if you're watching on YouTube. And subscribe to the channel. Give me a comment. Tell me something that you like to play. What's your like go-to cash listening? Yeah, something that's not too committal. Don't think too hard about it. Like, what do you listen to? You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night whenever you happen to be listening to this episode. And I will talk to you all tomorrow. This, of course, has been the Paper Soprano Podcast, and I am your host, Heidi Schneider. And I, Heidi Schneider, never know how to end these podcasts eloquently, so, bye. It's literally so bad every time. It's like, I need to write it down. I need to write things down. I'm gonna write things down so that I can not do this tomorrow, which I probably will anyway. Okay, love you, mean it, bye!